If you could turn back time and do something all over again, what would it be? Yep. Sterling Executive Man with my AKA Joker brush with the 26 millimeter cashmere knot. And the razor of choice today was the Yaqi Box Diagonal Super Slant. That one is like at a 45-degree angle with a feather on its second use. Post shave was the usual Hulk juice with Duke Cannon ice cold balm, and then I hit it with another balm after that dried down. Chiseled Face Ghost Town Barber. And then before I left the house, I gave myself a couple squirts of the After Splash just to keep it fresh. All right, guys. Well, Sterling soaps. What can you say? You can't say anything. Sterling makes a great soap. Best price point in the industry. You know what, $15 for almost 6 ounces of soap. So yeah, can't complain. It's a great soap, great base, great scents. No, I've got nothing bad to say about Sterling, other than I saw Rod's lathering video and he uses a lot of soap. Rod, you use too much soap. But then again, I'm sure you've got enough. You can do with it what you wish. Anyway, no, Rod and Mandy, they seem like really, really good people. I don't really know them. Exchanged a few messages, but nah, I think they know who I am, but that's about it. We don't really have a personal relationship. Now, the Yaqi Box Diagonal. This is not my official review, but I'll give you a heads up to keep your eyes open for this review, because this will be my first negative review of an item that was given to me for review. Now, pretty much what you're going to see here is a spoiler of what will be said in my video, in my official video. It was a good shave. I have no negative comments about the shave itself, other than the razor doesn't appear to have lather channel. Well, it doesn't, not that it appears, it doesn't. It doesn't have lather channel, so you got to rinse it like after every swipe. That's just kind of a pain in the neck. I don't really mind that. That doesn't really bother me too much. But the shave itself was good, and when we get into the video, we'll talk about angles and stuff like that, but not in this video. The negative part of this is putting it together and taking it apart. Putting together is not really all that difficult, but taking it apart, depending on where you're at, what you're doing, yeah, you got to be careful taking it apart. The head doesn't screw on, it snaps into place. So that means it snaps out of place. And you have to push it with your thumb to snap it out, but you can't really grab it on the sides, right? Because the blade's there. And you can't grab it on the ends because you're pushing on one of the ends. So it's kind of awkward popping it off of there without, when you're trying not to cut yourself. Now that's going to be something that's going to be up to each person's personal preference, right? For me, doesn't fly. If I was going to the Texas meetup this weekend, this razor would make it onto the PIF table. Simple as that. It's not for me. I may give it a couple more shaves just to do my duty for Yaqi. And when I do my review, it'll be a negative review. But as I've always said, when you do a negative review, you don't scream and cuss about it and say bad things. You treat it with respect and you point out the things that aren't good, right? And that's exactly how I'll handle it. You got to have a little bit of class when you do these things. So anyway, yeah, it's just kind of fidgety. It's not kind of fidgety, it's very fidgety and a little dangerous taking it apart. So actually Doug Lane used his and we were discussing that and we kind of agree on that. So I may sit and talk with him on film. We don't use film anymore. I may sit and talk with him on camera about it and get his 2 cents worth. That way you've got 2 perspectives. All right. Anyway, if you could go back and change something, what would it be? You know what? If I could turn back time, if I could turn back time, I would go back and just take real good care of my health. You know, look, we're all going to die. That's a given. But from beginning to end, what do you want to put yourself through? If I could go back, I would take better care of my health, my weight. You know, I wouldn't get as big as I did. But, you know, I'm in remission with my diabetes, it appears, and very happy about that. So I've kind of gained my health back. But yeah, it's still not fun. Still not fun. Anyway, and this will always loom over my head. I'm sure diabetes can come raging back at any time. So just need to take care of it. All right, guys. Anyway. Oh, the other thing is, I'd probably tell my parents, hey, invest a couple $1,000s in Apple stock. And leave it to me. All right, guys. Well, we shall talk later. Guess we'll call that a save. Y'all stay smooth.